Welcome to the Neuropathy Support Group and Podcast. I'm Chris, and I'm so glad you tuned in. It's my hope with this podcast to help all of us gather information that might help those that need support dealing with this debilitating issue. Hello, and welcome to this podcast. Before we get started, let's get the formalities out of the way with a medical and privacy disclaimer. I am not a doctor or medical professional. The information on this podcast is from personal experiences and is meant for group support. Additionally, the information discussed is not meant to diagnose, treat, or cure any underlying conditions associated with neuropathy. All names here within are private and will not be shared with any outside sources. Please consult your healthcare provider before making any health decisions. If you have medical concerns or an immediate emergency, please contact your doctor or dial 911. Well, how's everyone doing out there? I'm hoping that you had a great Christmas, and I'm hoping that you have a great New Year. I cannot believe it that we're coming up to an end of another year. Here comes 2023. I cannot believe how fast it goes, but it does. And I hope all of you have a safe, very safe New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Well, this will be the last episode for this year. Next year I'll be starting off some brand new topics. But what I decided to talk about today were CBD gummies and the effects and things that you need to look out for when you do take them, especially. Because in some cases they can be, a little overwhelming, dangerous of some sorts, So those are the things that we're going to bring up today. But it's everything you need to know about CBD gummies. There are a lot of different gummies out there from different manufacturers. And it's hard for me to tell you, what to look for as in milligrams, because there are so many different milligrams. But you got to remember the number that you see on the outside of the bottle is for everything that's inside that bottle, not just one. It could say 30 million or something like that, and that's for each individual piece, is going to be an amount. And when you add up 60 of them, that's in a jar, that's the milligrams there is. But you're not going to take a whole jar in the first sitting, or any of your sittings. You need to just stay to the recommended dose that's on the bottle itself before jumping in. When I start out, I usually take about a half of it, and then I move myself up to, the 2 recommendations they say to take is 2. So I work myself up there just to see what the effects are going to be, and if I'm taking too much, then I need to stop and be aware of that. Now with the affiliates that I have, that are helping me out, I give them advertisement, and I post them in my Facebook page, Twitter, and Netflix, and Instagram. So they're there for you to look over and hopefully purchase something. But I do have a lot of CBD companies out there that you can choose from. Alright, here we go. The rise of CBD gummies. Oh, you know what? One other thing before I start. Yes, this show is scripted. I do read from, the information that I get. But at any time during that time, if there's something that involves myself, like CBD gummies, I take them, then I'll interject my feelings on the whole thought process. Alright, the rise of CBD gummies. If you've taken a look at the CBD market lately, you probably noticed the mind-boggling array of products from water, shampoo, and suppositories to CBD-infused pillows, gloves, and yes, gummies, in a wide variety of shape and colors and flavors. So which product is right for you? Which product you choose depends largely on individual preference and different products' characteristics. Gummies have the advantage of being convenient and palatable. What is cannabinoid? Many people confuse CBD with marijuana.
but while the two are related, they're not the same thing, and they don't produce the same effects. CBD is one of two major chemicals made by the marijuana plant. CBD does not make you high, but the other main components, which is delta-9 THC, does. CBD can also come from the hemp plant, a cousin of the marijuana plant, but with lower THC levels. Since the 2018 Farm Bill was passed, farmers have been allowed to grow hemp as long as it contains 0.3% or less of THC. This is how to tell the difference between CBD oil and hemp oil. So what are CBD gummies and what do they do? Gummies are just one type of CBD-infused edibles or product you can eat. They are patterned after regular gummies and come in some of the weird shapes, sizes, like worms, bears, and froggies. Typically, they contain some sugar, and that's what, I always make sure I get the one with the sugar coating on it. The plain one just doesn't satisfy me enough. Most of what we know about the effectiveness of CBD products comes from animal studies and from what people say, not from human studies. There's also not much research on specific formulations. That said, people try gummies for the same reasons they use other forms of CBD: to relieve pain, which is what I use it for, stress, sleepiness, and more. So first we're going to talk about, here's the best CBD creams for pain. Any single CBD product may be able to help any of these problems. CBD is CBD is CBD. It will be good for some things, hopefully, and there are probably other things that won't be. Effectiveness varies from the product to product and person to person and depends largely on what dose you take and whether you're taking gummies or something else. So what are some of the pros and cons of CBD gummies? On the plus side, gummies taste better than oils. I'll tell you, that's the truth, definitely. And they're probably safer than vaping, which has been linked with lung damage. They also last longer, up to 12 hours, than many other forms of making them helpful for chronic pain, according to Project CBD. They are also easy and convenient, which is useful if you need them on a busy day. The downside, gummies take 1 to 2 hours to work, longer than some other forms. They also have to pass through your digestive system. While this allows the effect to penetrate all over the body, it also means the CBD can interact with other things in your stomach, whether you have it with a meal or on an empty stomach, can interfere with absorption. Many people also have to consume higher doses. What's the right dose? So, what is the right dose? There is no typical dosage for CBD gummies or any other CBD product. Given that there are so few studies on humans, a lot of what we know is from people's experiences who has been studying the effects of pure CBD on pain in animals for more than a decade, and different people metabolize CBD differently. According to Project CBD, gummy products range from 5 milligrams to hundreds of milligrams. As for what people actually use, the range is huge. Most people find out through trial and error, which is what I do. But the general recommendations is to start low and slowly work your way up if the initial dose doesn't work. Is CBD legal? There's not so clear answer is yes and no. CBD is legal in most states, but the federal government still considers it a controlled substance. On the other hand, CBD from hemp is legal by federal standards. Are CBD products regulated? Another confusing subject. The FDA has approved only one CBD-derived drug, and this one's called Epidiolex, for use in children with seizures disorders. The rest of the CBD market, what you see on store shelves, the internet, and even gas stations, is largely unregulated, so you don't always know what's in the product. A November 2020 test of 40 CBD edibles from 21 brands, for instance, found that 63% contained more CBD than the label stated. Sometimes this was within 10% of the label, but other times it was off by 177%. That is crazy. You see what I mean about the differences? You never know what you're going to be getting in that gummy. It may say one thing on the label, but then it could be actually made up of something else. Are these products safe? The issue of safety is related to regulation. CBD products are usually safe, but you can get into trouble if you're taking another medication. So there really wasn't anything to go by in regards to, are these products safe? That was it. Alright, types of products. So all CBD products, including gummies, come in 3 variants. One is a full spectrum CBD. This contains all the components of the hemp plant, including CBD and also small traces of THC, which are plant compounds. The next one is broad spectrum CBD. This includes all of the components, including CBD, but not THC. Next one is CBD isolates. This is the purest form of CBD and contains only CBD. Full spectrum or broad spectrum products tend to work together for the maximum of benefits. There are reputable CBD brands, and these should be able to help you and provide you with a certificate of analysis. This indicates that a third-party lab has tested and confirmed the ingredients. What makes it nice also, if the product has a QR code, you can scan it to see the test results. That's nice. You're more likely to get a quality product in a state where CBD is legal. Stay away from products that make health claims, as many of these are unsubstantiated. There are also professional groups, pharmacists, nurses, and doctors, and other healthcare professionals. You may have to pay for these services, but they may save you hours of figuring out for yourself. The bottom line, CBD gummies may take longer to work than other formulations, but they also last longer, for they are more palatable. As with all CBD products, do your research and consult with a professional before buying and using. Now, some of this information might be a repeat to what I just talked about, but here are some benefits to CBD gummies. CBD has been shown in clinical studies and a mountain of anecdotal evidence to be a potentially effective treatment for many chronic and acute conditions related to chronic pain, anxiety and depression, insomnia, PTSD, epilepsy, arthritis, multiple sclerosis, and Crohn's disease. CBD gummies are an excellent option for those looking to enjoy the benefits of CBD without having to smoke cannabis or deal with the taste of CBD oil. And CBD oil, let me tell you, it's real nasty. You just don't have, the taste is just crazy. These edibles are also non-addictive and may have very few side effects, making them a safe option for those looking for an alternative to conventional medication. For those suffering from extreme chronic or severe acute conditions, CBD gummies may be a more effective way of dosing CBD, as the effects last longer, providing relief for several hours at a time. Here's some new information I didn't know in regards to the ingredients. As with any food supplement, knowing what ingredients are in your CBD gummies is important. For example, some companies use artificial fruit flavors and colors, which may not be suitable for those with allergies or sensitivities. It is also worth checking to see if the gummies contain any additional ingredients that may positively or negatively affect your health. For example, some companies add vitamins or minerals to their products, while others use sugar or high fructose corn syrup as a sweetener. If you follow a particular faith-based diet, you may want to consider only purchasing CBD gummies that are certified kosher or gummies safe to take. One of the benefits of the 2018 UK resolution that legalized CBD use is that it has helped regulate the industry. This means that more CBDs are being held accountable for their claims, products, and safety standards, something that is not always the case with cannabis products. Since CBD gummies are considered food supplements, they need to follow the same rules as other products sold within this category. This means that all ingredients must be safe, and there should always be a clear labeling and a straightforward description outlining precisely what is being sold. So here's the side effects of CBD gummies. Dry mouth, this is also called cotton mouth, lightheadedness or dizziness, low blood pressure, fatigue or drowsiness, nausea or upset stomach, and finally diarrhea. If you're experiencing any of these side effects, it is best to stop taking the gummies and speak to a medical professional. It is also worth mentioning that CBD can interact with some medications. So if you are taking any prescription drugs, you should always consult a doctor before introducing it into a treatment plan. So are CBD gummies better than CBD oil? There is a lot of debate surrounding the use of CBD gummies versus CBD oil. Both are popular and effective ways to take CBD, but which should you choose? The truth is that there is no definitive answer when it comes down to choosing between the two. Instead, it largely depends on the type of product you prefer. CBD oil comes in various flavors and strengths, meaning you can tailor them to your own requirements. However, they usually have an earthy hemp taste, yes they do, that not everyone enjoys. Ugh, you're telling me. On the other hand, CBD gummies usually come in sweet, fruity flavors, such as berry or strawberry, making them the perfect sweet treat alternative to traditional CBD oils. They also come with more accurate dosing compared to oils, as each gummy typically contains a specific amount of CBD. The bottom line is that both options are effective, so you'll have to use both to determine which is best for your needs. However, if you want something quick and easy to take with you on the go, then CBD gummies are probably the best option. Still got a little time here. I want to talk about how are CBD gummies dosed. Like when you look at one of the bottles that they come in, the jars, it says thousands or hundreds of thousands, milligrams. But that isn't what they're talking about. They're talking about the whole jar and how potent it is. Each one could be like 10 milligrams, and then they add on and then they add all of them up together, and that's how much the amount is. So that's why, when you see these large amounts, you go, wow, this is really going to help. No, you need to be careful which dosage you pick. But here we go. CBD gummies can come in various doses per gummy that affect their overall potency. The dosing of CBD gummies typically ranges from 2 to 100 milligrams per gummy, so it is important to choose a product that matches your needs. It is worth noting that most people find smaller doses of around 5 to 10 milligrams of CBD effective for managing their symptoms and improving their overall health and well-being. In contrast, a larger dose of CBD is usually preferred for more specific issues such as pain management or sleep disorders. If you are new to taking CBD, it is always best to start with a low dose and gradually increase until you find the right amount of CBD for your condition, wellness needs. This will help your body get used to the compound and reduce the risk of any potential side effects. And finally, it talks about how to take CBD gummies. Taking CBD gummies is a straightforward process. All you need to do is pop 1 or 2 gummies in your mouth and chew them like any other type of candy. You can take CBD gummies at any time of the day, although it is best to take them with food so that the CBD is absorbed more effectively by your body. Usually takes around 30 to 60 minutes before you start to feel the effects of CBD. It usually takes me about 60 minutes. It takes me about an hour. So it is best to take your gummies at least an hour before you need them. And for the best results, take your CBD gummies regularly as part of your wellness routine. And remember, if you are struggling with a specific health condition, be sure to speak with a medical professional before taking any CBD products. Well, I hope that helped you out. I'll be posting this information like I always do on my Facebook page, and that's at Neuropathy Support Group and Podcast. Please, for those that are not part of my list of followers, please come on over, try it out. I've got several other episodes that you can look over, and it's a full gambit of different subjects I talk about for the last 2 years. Yeah, it's coming up on the 3rd year next week. So I just wanted to leave my last message here with you in regards to CBD, and then we're going to start a whole new list of topics that are new to this podcast, and I just can't wait to start those and share those with you. Again, thank you very much for being a listener and being part of this group. I really appreciate it. Get out there on my website or on my Facebook page and look at all the affiliates I have now and see if any of those interest you. But other than that, you guys, please have a safe New Year's and enjoy your time together. And I will talk to you next week. Bye.
As we come to a close, it's my hope this podcast and other sources, such as product reviews that I have discussed today, can better our lives and give us some relief dealing with neuropathy. This episode plus others are posted every Monday on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher. And finally, whatever life throws at you, even if it hurts you, just be strong and fight through it. Remember, strong walls shake, but never collapse. Talk to you next Monday.